I had an appointment at the clinic over an hour ago, over the phone, but with my counselor. Never picked up, never called. It's crazy to say I'm not surprised. Like, this is how these places operate. And it's sad. I get that they are understaffed. I think I heard somewhere that they have about 3 times the amount of patients than they were originally intended to have, all of the counselors, and it's because of budget cuts. It's the only reason. This is why seeking outside counseling is imperative. Some people go to AA, some people go to NA. I don't do that anymore. I go to counseling. I am in psychotherapy with a woman that has been practicing for 20 years, twice a week. And that's outside of the clinic setting. But these clinics, the state, I guess, requires that you have so many minutes of counseling with these other guys. And what kind of frustrates me is that while I understand everywhere is different, it has been my experience at my clinics, and I have been to 3 in total, that the counselors there, a lot of them don't even have experience in substance abuse themselves. Now, some of them might have a family member, and that's all right, but some of them, it's like they just took an interest in it. And I think that's noble of them, but just hear me out. When you leave the clinic setting and you're actually starting real recovery, having to deal with life variables and whatnot, however you go about your therapy then, really, I think that period is about healing. And so we just need to be working on trauma. So I don't know, some people work on that with a sponsor in the rooms doing their step work, but other people do it in therapy. And that therapist, in my opinion, they don't need to have a substance abuse background. Usually they're going to actually have a PhD or a master's. So they're just really educated and they know trauma. Those people, for me, I don't care if they have experience in substance abuse. However, in a clinic setting, heck, I'll even go as far as to say in some inpatient clinic settings, that's an acute setting, and it's the earliest part. Like, that's where all of the recovery starts brewing, right there in the beginning, in that acute setting. And it's that setting that needs honesty, accountability, relatability. So, my counselor, actually every counselor I've ever had at a clinic I've known CAs, counselor assistants, that had substance abuse history, but none of the actual counselors in the clinic did. None of mine. Some of them said they had like eating disorders. But I feel like this is kind of a failure of the system somehow, or maybe just of society, because I guess the reality is that we don't have enough addicts in recovery that want to do those jobs. I think a lot of us get really turned off, and a lot of people that end up with long-term recovery almost lose their sympathy for other addicts, because it's like, well, I got my shit together, man. Like, you can do the same thing. But what we got to think about is not where we are now, right? But we got to think about where we were. I have to think about 20 years of my adult life where I was just unmanageable. I was unsupportable. Nobody was going to rein me in, but they could be there to love me. They could be there to support me, and they could be there to help me feel confident and trusting enough of the process that when I was ready to get clean, I would go back. And I feel like, once again, those people that really help put that knowledge in us early are also people that are in recovery. I am still at 4 milligrams of methadone this morning. I will be at 3 milligrams tomorrow. Still with the restless legs at 5 p.m. Still with super broken sleep. Still waking up every hour. I'm up and down, it feels like. And also, I'm kind of getting a little bit more irritated with stuff than normal. I'm jumpy. I'm just jumpy. When my phone makes a noise, I'm it pisses me off. When the other day, I saw my own reflection in the window and jumped 5 feet in the air. So that's where my nerves are. All right. I guess that's all I got today.